Well then, this is a quick screen recording for the intro of this quite lengthy video, which is unlike me. I don't tend to record videos with this amount of time. Well, if you look at, if I can shrink this down, all of the parts I've worked on, there's all of that. If anything is out of time and if I tend to ramble on about things, I'm sorry about this. Hello YouTubers. I have done extensive research. Well, not research, this is extensive studying of basically everything of this subject of what's been happening, and just to get my point over, I will show you part of Paul Thorpe's video here, which at the moment was uploaded 9 hours ago, and as you can see, 7 minutes past 7 AM on the 5th of August 2024 is when I'm recording this video. There are many YouTube channels that I'd like you to experience. Maybe I can let you know in a different video, but I just want to let you know, well, I need to let you know that this is not just all about me. I feel the somewhat natural need to just to not only get my point across of who I am and like what I want. As you can see, the views climbing up there while this video is paused. I'm just trying to keep my screen lit up, whatever, before it stops the screen recording. So there are other YouTubers with like the same point of view, and I share a lot with them. I'm not a hateful person. God, I'm messing this bloody video up, aren't I? So never mind. Just watch the video. Sorry, I'm really bad with explaining things.
One question I did pick up on there, are there any marches planned for the moment? No, absolutely not. I think the last thing that we need to be doing right now is organising anything apart from trying to calm the nation down. We want to protest about the things that we don't agree with. We want to have our say, but we do not want to be involved in any of this nonsense that is going on right now. It's not for me. I told you when I very first got into this, I'll always tell you the truth and I'll always give you my good, almost fatherly advice. And that advice would be stay away. Stay away. Don't go anywhere near it. Don't be associated with it. Don't get involved. And tell your family and your friends to stay away. Because even if you're one of those good, decent, honest, worried mums, dads, nans, granddads, you're being labelled the moment you show up. And you won't get 1 ounce of understanding or sympathy from the police or the courts, should you be in the wrong place at the wrong time to get your collar felt. Don't believe me? Give it a try and see how it works out for you. We have to get the good people off of the streets to allow the police to deal with the bad guys. Because at the moment, they're getting the two confused.
If I seen a Muslim being attacked on the street and, well, what would I do? If it was a one-on-one situation, somebody being vile or violent, I would jump in to protect the Muslim person. In a riot situation, it is best to stay out of it. I'm not getting involved. If I was to hear, like, shouting coming through my window, I'll look out the window, check everybody's okay, like, assess the situation. If there's somebody being harmful towards somebody of another culture, religion, just belief, faith, whatever, I will jump in and help them out. This means me being against the person that is causing violence. I tried to record this 4 or 5 times and never got my point across, so hopefully that explains what I mean. I'm a calm, peaceful person.
And it's not easy for them, right? I'm no fan of the police. Absolutely not. I'm no fan of the police, and I think their behaviour outside Downing Street the other night was another catalyst to what we are seeing now. Mr. Starmer, again, if I was talking to you as a friend in the pub, I would say to him, look, you cannot be seen to be setting your police on grandparents and then standing by while another community stands there with baseball bats and swords and you're ignoring them. It's like a dodgy referee at a football match. At the moment, it looks like you're a homer. That's just my advice. That's what it looks like to the world. That's what I mean, I'm getting dozens of messages from good friends of mine in the United States who love this country, come here fairly regularly, and who are watching this very closely from afar. And they are in absolute shock as to what they are seeing. Some of them are saying, have you been taken over by a communist regime? Because that's what it looks like. Some of them are saying, that's the last time I ever visit the UK again in my life. Others are saying that the United Kingdom has fallen. This is what I'm being told. This is what it looks like to the outside world. Again, going back to my pub chat with Keir Starmer, if I was in the pub with him having a beer at the bar and I was his mate, I'd be saying, mate, you're losing the plot. You're losing the people. You're not reading the room, fella. You really aren't reading the room.
As I see this, right? No, I don't mean as I'm watching this. I mean as I somewhat experience this, right? It needs to be this guy, Paul Thorpe, on those what are known as false news channels, like the BBC, Channel 4, Channel 5, whatever it is. I haven't watched TV channels for freaking ages. People like Paul here need to have this real news onto those channels, but I find this highly unlikely that that will ever happen, because they spread lies, and that is just simply making everything so much worse. People like Paul and I are totally in agreement. We totally get each other. Well, basically, I totally understand his how he's explaining things. Just, I know where he's coming from.
You really aren't reading the room. And this, if you're not careful, this is going to be one of the shortest prime ministerial reigns in modern history. Because even your own party, surely even people in your own party are not going to stand for this. We got, last night, we had a report that a Labour MP in the North East had put out an ex-post about a woman being attacked
in the North East,
allegedly with acid. The tweet was so inflammatory. I think it was Cleveland Police. The tweet was so inflammatory and upset a community so much that they had to put out a tweet saying that this allegation was wrong, that it hadn't happened.
Right? That's how I haven't heard of it.
Do these politicians not understand how dangerous this talk is? And it's us that is in the middle. The ordinary, average, everyday Brit in the street. It's they that are going to face the consequences. It's they that are being targeted racially and religiously from whatever side. I'm not blaming one side or the other.
Hold on. Did it happen or not? If it did happen, I haven't heard that from anybody, and all of the honest people like you, Paul. He won't watch this, he's too busy. God, he must be so stressed with getting all of these points across. I'm proud of Paul for being so level-headed, level-minded, whatever you want to call it. He is one of the strongest people I've ever known. Strongest meaning how he hasn't. Sorry, with editing, the screen keeps going off. Bloody. Fuck it. I'm not gonna try to edit things. I'm surprised that he hasn't had a heart attack because of the stress of this yet. Stay strong, mate. I'll play a bit more of this.
But we're seeing the videos, right? We're seeing attacks from a racial viewpoint on Asians. We're seeing Asians attacking white Christians for no other reason than the fact of the colour of their skin. These politicians are stoking a racial fire that just doesn't need to be set alight.
But Asians? Isn't this a different thing to... Sorry that I'm not all in a load of knowledge about India and Asia. Am I getting this completely wrong? Asia is a continent, but is India not a continent? Sorry for being so thick with this one. Never mind. I'll figure that out for myself in the future. Right, a few more seconds. I'm trying to show people other things, but I have so many things to, well, I need to prioritize my own life before I can help anybody else.
There's no need for it. And hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people that you can see on social media are saying that the touch paper was lit by Keir Starmer himself in that dreadful speech that he made a few days ago. I don't believe that he meant to do it. I mean, of course you wouldn't mean to do it. Why would you deliberately set communities against each other? You'd have to be mad to do that, right? I just think the guy is as out of touch as you can possibly be. And that he has lost this already. When I say he's lost it, I mean he's lost the ability to understand and control what is going on. I'm sure that I know quite a number of police officers, serving police officers right now. Some of them will be out on the street. And they are telling me that he's dealing with.
See, Paul keeps you interested, doesn't he? I'm trying to finish this video, but I'm taking in so much information. It seems like never mind.
This in completely the wrong way. That every time he opens his mouth, tensions are getting worse and worse. And I have the biggest appeal that I've ever made on this channel, and probably ever will make. Do not listen to the division that is being spread by the mainstream media. Do not listen to the people who are telling you that your corner shop owner or your local taxi driver or the white family next door to you are suddenly the enemy.
I certainly do agree with that, but going back a bit, sorry, I have a nasal polyp, so, messed up throat. Anyway, I'm not talking about my nasal polyp anymore. Maybe in a future video. That will take me a while to get round to, but going back to the... Excuse me, please. Going back to Keir Starmer's speech, I will watch that in full, so you won't have my experience of that with me expressing what I feel about it. I'm not sure what I can do with the copyright stuff, because that speech could be copyrighted and then maybe I'll waste a load of time, because I just edit things with a basic app. That's how things go anyway.
Because that is not true. Unite the kingdom. We all need to be on the same side.
Exactly.
Just because you see someone of colour walking towards you that looks like they might come from wherever, that does not all of a sudden mean that they're not on your side and that they're our enemy.
I don't feel like that. I talk to, well, in my area, there are a lot of Muslim people and Christian people, some Sikhs, and those are the three main religions in my area. and we always greet each other with a nice hello. It's good stuff, you know, like no problem at all.
Just the same as if those lads up in Bolton who are going out looking to protect their community, just because you see someone that looks like me, even if it was me, we're not your enemy. We want peace. We want unity. But it's not going to happen when your own Prime Minister just keeps getting things wrong. And it is beyond my comprehension how a man with such an education that was a barrister, that
Oh, I
served
didn't know
in the
that.
army, that has been knighted, can fail to read the room of the nation so badly. As I
Hold
said
on.
a minute ago,
What to say?
to get two different communities out on the street at the same time, surely he must understand that he's got this very, very badly wrong.
I'll leave that there. I want to continue watching this for myself. There are... Shit, I hate it when my mind goes blank. I often get this brain fog, but that's just me. I'm not asking for attention for my problems, okay? Oh, I need to quickly think because I'm trying to edit this and I've got so many other things to do. To keep a roof over my head, as the term is. Ah, forget it. I'll just... Fuck it if you see private or personal notifications. Nah, there's nothing there. Right, I'll stop this and start again when what I was trying to say comes back to me. Right, I have returned. Because of my experiences of, let's just say, bad people, that has thrown me off quite a bit, and me being me, I used to jump to conclusions, but I was wrong. All of my local community of different religions, they're all okay. They don't harm anybody. But there are, when people say a minority, oops, well, there is a much smaller minority of a minority that do cause a massive amount of harm. And those are the people that I, as well as millions of others, want stopped. And because of this, I need to be very careful. Because those bad people are going, like, bad is the only way I can put this. Sorry, I need to keep tapping the screen just to keep this recorded part, keep this recording going, really. You've got to watch out, especially being a YouTuber. People know who I am, what I look like, but I'm just trying my best to do good for other people who have been hurt, and people who are still being hurt, and people who will be hurt in the future if this is not sorted out. So everybody needs to stop the violence and rioting, really, so that we can allow the good police to get all of that bad shit just removed. So yes, sorry, I'm not saying kick all immigrants out, not even kick all illegal immigrants out. Just stop the violence of riots and the harmful acts against, well, anybody really.